so much for coming. We are very, very privileged to have you guys here for our panel today. So let's get seated and get comfortable and let's get this thing rolling. Okay, so basically we are here as ACG singers, singers within the ACG community, and we're here to tell you guys a lot about ourselves, a lot about what we do, the sacrifices, the setbacks that we go through, why we love performing, and if any of you guys are looking to perform on stage someday, we're here to help give you advices, share tips. If you guys have any questions to ask us, we'll be more than happy to answer them. So the first thing that we're going to touch on is of course stage experience, and we are quite a diverse group of singers and performers. All of us have different varying years of experiences and so on and so forth. So would any of you guys want to start by telling the audience about your experience?
Why don't we start with Minori first?
Okay, Minori?
Yeah, ladies first.
Ladies first.
Hello everyone. Once again, welcome to Visual Arts Expo. And about my stage experience, I think my favorite one would be the first time I joined a band. I actually started solo performance since I was very, very young. And it goes on and on throughout many years. And it made me wanted to start out a band, which I did, my current band, the Crestfall. And my first performance was at C2H 2011, and we sang Light My Fire, which was the year it was released. And it was really good, the audience interaction was very great, and everybody they shout out together, which made me very excited, and that would be my favorite stage experience ever. And I would pass the mic now to Adam.
My stage experience, basically I started out singing in the ACG community during Animangaki 2012. And since then, I've made sporadic appearances but for me, my favorite memory will always be the first time I sang on stage and just be somebody else entirely on stage.
Jonathan, you want to go next? Okay, I go first. So for me, I've been performing on stage for 15 years already. I started out as a teenager. I was doing musical theatre. My mom was the one who inspired me to perform on stage and all that. And ever since then, I just could not run away from the stage. I was pretty much, I come from a long line of performers, be it dancers and actors and whatnot. And performing is pretty much in my blood. As for my ACG experience, I did start off performing at Cosmas 2004. I was actually the winner of the karaoke competition in Cosmas 2004, which was already more than 10 years ago. And as far as positive experiences go, I would say that the most positive, the most memorable experience I've ever had to be just about a month ago. I was traveling all the way down to Singapore for Crestfall 14's Sound of Stars Joy Sound Karaoke competition, the very first time they ever had that. And I actually flew into Singapore that same morning. I had very little rest, about 3-4 hours of sleep. I was fasting since it was still Ramadan at the time. And I had barely any time to rehearse. But by the end of the day, I actually walked away with the Best Singer Award for Cosfest 14 Sound of Stars Joy Sound Karaoke competition, beating 38 other tough contestants. So that's my most memorable experience in the ACG scene so far. Yeah. Alright, over to you, Jonathan.
So my stage experience, personally, I started out going to ACG events like all of you and watching people perform on stage, and I thought, wouldn't it be awesome to do something like that? And it started out with me and a friend in college, and our first band actually kind of failed. After a while, the band disbanded, and then 1 or 2 years later, I came up with this idea again to another friend, and then here we are. I've been performing for 2 years, my my first year performing, we actually got into Comic Fiesta, which was a very huge surprise for us. So that in itself was the most memorable year of my life, probably. Getting into CF and being able to perform in front of that awesome crowd. So that is my best experience ever. Thank you very much. Richard?
Actually, I started to sing when I was 7, quite small. And the reason why I joined ACG because of competition. I joined 2010 Animangaki competition and I won the first place. That is the first time I joined ever. And then I started to sing. I think the best thing is the passion. And the most enjoyable thing is when we met the people which have the same passion and same hobby as us. We understand the feeling. It's like a fire burning within. And I really enjoy on stage. And I think currently the most best stage is Comic Fiesta. And I really hope that we all have a chance, more to go, to perform on this kind of fantastic stage with an awesome sound system and beautiful stage and crowd as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. And this is exactly why we're all here. We're all passionate about performing. We love performing. We will definitely talk about why we do love performing, but later on in the discussion as we go along. So I know a lot of you guys think that we have a lot of labels thrown at us. Of course, brightest is the most famous one. It's been thrown our way one time too many. But to be honest with you, being a performer, singing on stage is not a bit of roses. It's not as glamorous as some people make it out to be. And we go through so many difficulties and challenges through our entire career, basically, whether we're performing in the ACG events or outside, like in my case, performing in musical theatre, or some of these guys performing in, the Battle of the Bands and those kind of competitions as well. So we're going to be touching on difficulties and challenges that we go through as performers throughout our entire career. So one of the things that bugs me at times, it's a bit of a, I wouldn't say it bugs me, but sometimes we get announcements that are coming too late. For instance, for me personally, when an event announces the participants or the performers for that particular event, that's when I know, I feel secure. That's when I know, yeah, I'm going to definitely be performing on that event. And sometimes they come a bit too late, and for a lot of us, we want to promote ourselves to get more people to come and see us as well. But when the announcement comes in too late, it gets a bit, worrisome, because we definitely want people to know that we are performing, but unless we get the official word from the organizers, we can safely assume that we're not confirmed yet or such, so on and so forth. So that's one of the things that that we do go through as well. What about you, Minori? What do you think? What are your concerns as well?
For me, the major concern is about, I think that the Malaysian music industry and as well as Malaysian ACG industry is the whole industry thing is, the whole music industry is lack of support. We as the performers, I personally feel that we are getting underappreciated as compared to other, for example, ACG event, the cosplayers or the others. They may think that exposure is everything to us, but we still need to be alive, we still need to eat. So, and as well as some events, they actually allow people without the tickets and stand outside. So actually around the stage area there's actually not much people to support us. So with that lack of support, I think it's very difficult for us, even though we have the burning passion in us, but it still dies off if like the industry doesn't feel us enough. That's what I wanted to say. And how about Jonathan?
Well, the thing is, a lot of us perform for our interest and the passion we have for performing, and bringing good performances to our audience. And when events don't prepare the proper equipment, they don't prepare the proper people to manage the equipment, it becomes very, very hard for us to deliver a satisfying performance. So it is a lose-lose scenario for all every party involved, the organizers, the event goers, and also for us performers. So this is something I think that will probably improve as the scene evolves and goes forward lah.
Now myself, Adam, and Huei Chan are all soloists. We do perform solo. We do solo performances mainly, and maybe once in a while we have a collaboration here and there. But I do think that at times when we're performing solo, it does get very difficult for us. What challenges did you face when it comes to preparing for a performance, Adam?
One of my greatest challenges is that I'm scared that what I perform isn't what everybody wants to listen to. Because sometimes, to be honest, no offense to anybody here, but I don't really watch anime that much. So when I end up performing J-pop, J-rock songs, people will look, what is this mama singing? So yeah, I think that's a challenge. We have to find songs that suit the audience, but also suit what we want to perform as well.
Yeah, Huei Chan, do you have anything to add on as well?
Yeah, actually I have my own experience which I want to share about. I once went to a singing competition. It's an anime song singing competition, and there's no monitor. There must be a monitor in front, right? But initially I found there's no monitor, and it ends up I can't hear myself, and I off because my music is it's a lullaby, it's a soft song, so it's not. I mean the equipment is not really perfect, and I think monitor is very important. So I think I found there's no respect to the singer. If you didn't prepare properly, how can we perform our best, right? No monitor, I can't hear myself. That is what I've been through. Yes.
Okay, for me, some of the other challenges that I face, at least for me personally, is of course one thing that I forgot to mention is that sometimes we get invited at the last minute, and for a lot of us, we do want to perform songs that we've not performed before, and that requires two things. The first thing, and the most important thing, is to find an instrumental. These days, it can be very, very daunting to find an instrumental online, because sometimes people upload the full single, but they only upload the A side and the B side, but they don't upload the instrumentals, which is difficult for us when we're looking for songs that we want to perform as well. So I have gone through troubles by actually buying the single online, through Yes Asia or CJ Japan, HMV, and so on. And of course that costs money as well, which is fine because we're supporting the artists that we like. Another thing is memorizing lyrics. That is the other challenge that we face. And Venus is over there, she can attest to that. And I think we all can attest to that as well. Yeah, memorizing lyrics, especially if we have such a very short span of time, can be a nuisance. And also for a lot of us, we're working full time, we also have our own jobs. And to try and find that time, that small amount of time to rehearse, can be a chore as well. But when we do, of course, we try to make the best out of it. And yeah, that's just some of the obstacles that we go through as well. And sorry?
And another thing I would like to add on as a band member, I think Jonathan here would actually, maybe we have the same feeling, is to find the rehearse location and the correct timing to practice rehearse as a band. Because some of us are actually from different location or outstation, and to even gather to have a jam in itself is actually a problem. And also the finding of members. For example, lack of drummer, lack of keyboard. Where do we find that? And if we have a performance next week, oh, that's gg.com. But yeah, that's actually, I think, one of the main problems we have as a band.
Yeah, but despite all these In case you guys don't know, I'm actually from Kelantan. I live there and I fly down here for performances. So I'm pretty sure if I can do it, anyone there aspiring to perform, you guys can do it too.
Okay. All right, let's move on to other things. Why, despite all these setbacks, despite all these things that we go through, why are we still here? Why are we still performing on stage? There has to be a reason for that. So, Huei-chan, why do you love performing on stage?
This is a passion. When you love it, just like cosplay. They can have like 1,000. They won't get tired of it. They will spend it. They will go and earn money, same as us. But we didn't ask for anything in return. We asked for respect and the appreciation, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why I love performing as well. I mean, yeah, it is in my blood in a way, but the idea of just going up on stage and entertaining everyone and putting smiles on everyone's faces, that moves me more than anything else as a performer. If you come up to me and say, hey, I love your performance, that's more than enough for me, personally. And to get that sense of appreciation, I could not ask for anything more. Jonathan?
For me, I perform for the exhilaration you get when there's a whole crowd in front of you and they are all yelling, and it just gives you a lot of energy, Like I used to see videos of when performers say that they get energy from the crowd. At that point of time, I didn't understand until when I started performing, and that is why I keep performing, and that is all.
Okay. Minori?
For me, I do have a band, so my greatest wish is actually to make all of my band members happy to perform and let them enjoy on the stage as well, together with the audience. That's my main motive. And if I'm having solo, obviously I'm making myself happy. And also one of the main reason why I actually still continue to perform is I really, really want to support the local music industry. Yeah. And what about Adam?
Yeah, Adam.
For me, I perform, I want to share out my love for a particular artist or particular genre to everybody in the audience. Like for example, I listen to Gaguto, so when I sing his songs, I want the audience to know about this artist and have the same passion for him as I do. Something like that.
Yeah, it's just like me when I perform Exile songs on stage. Alright. So let's move on to something that I think a lot of performers would definitely love to hear, which is tips, messages, anything that you guys want to know, want to learn as a performer to get on stage and do your best. Now, one of my biggest tips, and I've discussed this with a lot of people who keep asking me, how do I get better on stage? For me, I study videos of performances, live performances especially, to try and get the feel of every singer that sings their songs, from their facial expressions, their body language, their vocals as well. And of course, by watching them, you get a good sense of how you should perform on stage too. And if you can add a bit of spice to it, a bit of your own material to it as well. And especially if you're performing songs, like say you perform one song at Comic Fiesta, and then you perform it at another event like, I don't know, UCC for instance, Universal Cosplay Convention, and it's the same song, but try to figure out a way to a new approach to the performance. Like for instance, I performed the song Love Phantom by Biz a few times. And the first time I performed it, I went all out and all that. Then I went to perform it again. I'm like, okay, how do I make things different? So I had my hair in a ponytail, and after the intro of the song, I just took out the rubber band, showed it off, and did the whole thing. And it got a bit of a reaction. But it's a great way to improvise and figure out a new way, a new approach in your performance. What about you, Minori? Do you have any tips?
One of the things that I would like to say is that do not limit yourself to only one style. I started out with ballads, and then I would like to try out more. Although my voice is starting to be, at first my voice was a little soft-spoken, so I'm more suited to ballads. But that didn't limit me to not try something else like rock and metals. And now, after knowing Johan, I'm actually venturing more into R&B, and I even listen to jazz there, which is like something that I never even thought of. So what I want to say is never, never, ever limit yourself to one thing, because you never know what else you can do. Actually, maybe even do better in other things.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the good things is to try and explore other ventures as well and see if you can do that too. Jonathan, do you have anything to share with everyone?
My personal tips for people aspiring to perform is at all times do your best, because you never know who is listening. You never know if there's a big shot somewhere around listening to your performance, or maybe even your practice. And that is actually how my band got invited during our first year of performing. We got invited to CF because we were practicing at this studio called Mothership Studios, and it was a studio that was frequented by very, very good guitarist and pretty sure a lot of people know him. He's called Raja Farouk, and he heard our practice, and after we were done and we were discussing, he came over and said, "Hey, how would you like to come over and perform at CF Mini and maybe even CF as well?" And we were like, "Great!" You know, so never stop doing your best at all times.
Alright, let's go quickly to Huei Chan, because Huei Chan is actually going to be judging any Mangaki Idol next weekend. So do you have any tips or to share with everyone else?
May I know here, is it anyone here interested to sing, like to sing? So.
There's Sean over there, Sean Kazu.
Oh, sure, yeah, a few of them, right? For me,
Starfire too.
for me, actually, singing is not an easy career for us. There's times that we want to give up, but what we have to remember is never ever give up and go try and try and try. Because when I judge the performance, judge the competition, there's a lot of them, they like try like a few times, but they didn't give up. This is what inspired me a lot. So never ever give up and keep on doing it as long as you love it. And one thing I learned from Johan a few days ago while practicing, and it's quite inspiring me. He told me that there must be a reason for you to stand on the stage and perform. Okay, so thank you very much for telling me this.
Yeah, Huei Chan and I will be performing at Animangaki next weekend. Our first collaboration together. Yeah, and I might be collaborating with the others as well, Jonathan, Adam, and Jasmine in the near future too. So, alright, now let's open up to you guys. Do you guys have anything you want to ask us? Any questions? Any thoughts? Anything you'd like to share with us? Alright. Yeah, sure, come on over, man.
Hi, I'm Daniel Anthony. I'm a CEO and founder of Crystal Empire Records, which is a Brony record label based in Southeast Asia.
Nice.
Yeah, as ACG singers, this question goes out to all of you. I'm sure that some of you, perhaps somewhere along the line in music, may have come up with perhaps original content. But you know, as an ACG singer, I know the pressure is on to perform songs that are popular. Has this dissonance ever gotten to you?
You guys want to answer? Alright, Huei Chan.
Yes, exactly. I have to try to sing those like this kind of song, like very jumping and very rock songs. Yeah, we have to try this kind of songs to make the crowd more fun. High, yeah, high.
Like what you say, yes, the dissonance did get to us, because when we perform original songs and songs that are not that popular, for example, not at the seasons anime, or not the classic which everybody knows, then the audience will get like kind of quiet, and it feels a bit discouraging. So yeah, that really gets to us. One of the barrier for us not to create. We do create original music, but not as fast paced, because there are still performers going on and on. So we have to practice for this, practice for that. So it makes us less time for us to create our own original music.
So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. But for that matter, since some of you create original music, do you all do recordings as well? I know it's a whole different ballgame when it comes to performing and recording. Do you all engage in recording as well?
Well, not yet as far as I'm concerned. Jonathan, have you?
I engage in recording, but mainly for quality checking between my bandmates because we don't get together and practice often. So we do recordings, post it online, and do cross-checking so that we have less problems when we get together for jamming sessions before shows.
Alright, thank you very much.
Anyone else? Okay, have one over here. Oh wait, hang on. Thanks, Jonathan.
Okay, my name is Jerry, and I think this might be a bit unrelated to singing and stuff, but how do you actually get rid of microphone shy? Like being shy on microphone?
A lot of it really goes down to practicing. Practice makes perfect, as they say.
Like I do my own recordings. I'm planning on doing a podcast, but whenever I do a recording, and I seem to have that weird shyness to listen to my own voice.
I get that feeling as well, especially when people take video of my performances and I watch myself perform is very, very often. But the thing is, I would say the only way to overcome shyness on stage and all that is to keep doing it. You must take the first step and do it. That's how I got over my own shyness. You must take that first step, go and perform, and keep performing until you overcome it. But obviously, even right now, a lot of us we still feel nervous. But then, like we overcome it on stage with the help of our audience.
Yeah, and to add to that, try to perform more and more and more. If you can't record covers, try to see where you go wrong, what mistakes you made, and see if there's a way to, improve on it. And if you need any further questions, you can probably find some of us online. You can ask us for tips because we're all here. We're all in this together. We're all here to help each other to grow better, to learn better. So the more you ask, the more you seek advice, we can also help you. And of course, like I said, try to study other performances as well. Okay, that's all. Unfortunately, we're almost out of time. But we are singers after all, right? So each of us are gonna sing maybe a chorus from one song or that we are good at. So let's start with Minori since she's got the mic.
Okay. I'll pass the mic to Adam.
桜散る花びら捕まえて君のかけら抱きしめた涙どれだけ数えてみてもあの日は戻らない
Thank you. Wei Chan, you're next.
I will sing my band's, I guess you can say right now, it's our signature song. It's called Butterfly. Woo! 無限大な夢の後の何もない世の中じゃそうさ愛しい思いも負けそうになるけどステージがしないイメージだらけの頼りない翼でもきっと飛べるさ
Oh, I guess it's my turn now. So I'll be singing a song from Toshinobu Kubota. I actually performed this a few weekends ago at Cosplay League. So here it goes. 恋はわがままで逆らうほど会いたくて壊せない声にできない胸いっぱいの I'm missing you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for spending your half an hour with us. This is Club La Uta saying thank you for coming for the ACG Singers panel. We hope to see you back. We hope to see you on stage one day, and we hope you get to see us on stage as well. So thank you guys for coming. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
A round of applause for Club La Uta.